Hi friends, how are you today? Welcome back. You may notice that we have a change of scenery. Did I just put up a yellow blanket, you may ask? Yes. Yes, I did. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but I really like yellow. It's definitely my favorite color. Yellow and green. But it's a little pop of color, and I figure maybe it's a little better than just looking at a white door. Anyway, welcome back. I'm so happy to see you. Hope you are all doing wonderfully on this Saturday. And let's jump into it. So, for my foundation today, I'm using TLM Color Changing Foundation. I haven't used this in a while, and I remember it wasn't my favorite, but we'll see how it goes today. And if I don't like it, well, it's just makeup. It can always be wiped off, but I usually don't unless I look really stupid. But it's just makeup. Anyway, so today, I don't know if you guys have been around a lot of truckers. I have, seeing as my husband is one, and I rode with him for 7 months. And truckers are actually a pretty superstitious lot. And they like to tell stories. And I've heard a lot of really interesting stories from truckers. Because, let's face it, trucking, it's a lonely profession. You're alone in a truck all day. And so when they get around people, a lot of times they like to talk and tell stories, which is pretty awesome if you ask me, because a lot of them have some pretty awesome stories today to tell. But today we're going to talk about trucker urban legends. And honestly, this is it's not really one of the reasons, but after reading some of these stories, I'm really glad I'm not a truck driver, because in so many cases I would have noped the heck out of there so fast. Or in a lot of these stories, if I saw anything like this, I would have noped out of there as fast as I could, and I wouldn't have looked back. I would have been gone. But anyways, so the first trucker legend is that I'm going to talk about. There we go. That I'm going to talk about is the urban of the vanishing hitchhiker, or the legend of the vanishing hitchhiker. And read a couple different versions of this tale. One version is truckers will see will see somebody thumbing on the side of the road, and they'll give them a ride. But when they drop them off, they'll leave behind an article of clothing or a book or something. And the trucker will later go back to where they dropped them off to give the article back to them. And the person who answered the door will tell them it was a relative, a child, or somebody who passed away. So, that one's weird. Like, that would freak me out, having a ghost leave an article of clothing or a book or something behind. And why would they? Maybe I wonder if sometimes it's like the family needed it, or needed it as a remembrance of their loved one or whatever. Or maybe it's just a weird, what's the word I'm looking for? Supernatural kind of thing. I don't know. But yeah, I'd be like, okay, well, we can say bye, truck now. Another version I've read was just someone will thumb a ride for a hitchhiker. A hitchhiker will thumb for a ride, and the truck driver will pick them up, and they won't say anything like they won't say a lot, or they'll ride in mostly silence the whole way. And then suddenly they just vanish from inside the truck. They're gone. Bye-bye. Yeah. No. You know, I'm grateful that my husband is not allowed to pick up hitchhikers now. I believe there are laws against that now. So I'm rather grateful for that. No chance of picking up any spooky or all the spooky apparitions or, you know, serial killers or anything. Use that again. And so, yeah, I'm really glad about that. And then I'm making sure I remember these urban legends. I like to have something close because I tend to forget what I'm talking about sometimes. I don't know if you've noticed, but yeah, I'm glad that my husband can't pick up hitchhikers. Because there are a lot, and then there are a lot of weird things that happen to truckers. Like, okay, so truckers work long, hard days. And a lot of times there are laws about how long they can drive a day, which is good. But, you know, sometimes they've been driving for a while and are getting sleepy. I'm sure you've seen trucks that maybe are weaving a little bit because the driver is a little sleepy or whatever. But there's a lot of times truckers will see like people who appear to them or appear on the road or whatever that weren't there before, and a lot of times that is a sign that they are getting sleepy and need to stop. I actually have a personal story about something like this, but I don't want to tell it right now. I'll tell it towards the end. It's a personal story that when I was in the truck with my husband, but I'll tell it a little later. Sorry, I'm getting my hair in my mouth. But a lot of times I feel like maybe it's people who have passed on who are warning them, hey, you need to stop. You need to pull over. You need to rest. Before something bad happens to you, like it happened to me. And I mean, I feel like that's a worthy cause for a ghostly apparition. I would not mind that at all. Okay, it would freak me out. I'm not gonna lie. It would freak me out, but it would be better to be a little freaked out than ending up hurting somebody. Okay, I'm trying to do a little faster today because I've got things to do, people to see, places to go. We're not quite working out exactly how I want, or not going quite as fast as I want, but we're working on it. All right, so actually I have kind of a funny story. My husband's told me this story. So he was working for a trucking company, and this was before we were married. And he, again, you know, ghost stories and stuff. Ghosts are quite popular with truckers. And he got a call from the company that he had to go help this other driver out. And he, sorry, this isn't really an urban legend, but it is, it goes with the whole trucking theme, I feel. But he goes and helps this driver out, and he drives him to somewhere, and then he drives him to his truck somewhere or something. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to finish that story because I don't remember all the details, and he's not in range right now for me to ask him, so maybe I'll tell that story some other time. Anyway, back to urban legends. Have you guys ever heard of Route 66, you know, from like Cars? Apparently, or wait, was it Route 66 or Route 6? Maybe, I feel like it was 66, or maybe there was another 6 added to that. I don't know if there's a Route 666. Let's talk about the convoy conspiracy. Have you guys ever... I remember a few years back there was a video of a bunch of trucks just going down the highway with a police escort. And everyone was like... And that side of the highway was like completely closed off. Everyone was like, what's going on? It's a government conspiracy, blah, blah, blah. Well, it wasn't a government conspiracy. It was something for the Special Olympics. And so I thought that was kind of cool. But apparently every once in a while, there will be convoys like that who go, and who knows, maybe sometimes it is a government conspiracy. You never know. But that time it wasn't. It was Special Olympics. I'm not really a conspiracy theorist, guys, but who knows? There we go. Hold on, sorry. I'm gonna make my own theme music for a second. I can't, there we go, I found it. Sorry. So you'll find I'm a little weird, but that's okay. I like being a little weird. It makes life more interesting. In fact, I'm probably a little weirder than you suspect. I probably won't show that though, because there are just some things that should remain mysteries in life. It's true. Anyway, back to trucking and their urban legends. There's also an urban legend about I'm trying to find... No, that's not it. You know, one day I feel like I'll have my ducks all in a row and I'll be able to do this without looking at things. But yeah. Okay, it is Highway 666. So it's not Route 66, just kidding. But it's where? Apparently it's been renamed US Route 491. Because, well, we all know what the 666 means, and apparently there was a pretty big outcry. Which, I mean, I don't feel like that's unreasonable because that number just has bad connotations with it. But apparently people have seen demon dogs, flaming phantom trucks, and even a ghostly girl. And the truckers still call it the Devil's Highway. Which, I mean, can you blame them after seeing that stuff? I wouldn't. That would freak, I would call it that too. That would freak me out. Again, I would be out of there. I'd probably just leave the truck on the side of the road. And be like, y'all can go get your truck because I'm not going back. I'm not going back there. No sir. No thank you. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Alright, we're gonna call that good. Actually, I still need to do one more thing. Makeup in my eye, not fun. So one thing you will find out about me, I love the sunset kind of looking makeup. I think it's just so pretty. I don't know if this is working out the way I want it to. Well, I can fix this. I think. We'll try. Sorry, I will get back to the story. I'm just doing some damage control. Not really damage control, but alright, close enough. Oh, what is going on? Alright, and then there we go. Little more. Can add a little more color to that thing too. Huh. Apparently I wanted pink under. I think I'll go back and fix that a little bit. And that's the palette I used. Alright, another urban root. Urban myth, legend. Sorry. Alright. I might not be okay. I really don't want to do this again. I think we're good. I'll be right back, guys. And I'm back. Well, that was a fun-filled few minutes full of pain and all that good stuff. Have you ever gotten something in your eye and you can't see anything, but it hurts? It hurts like the dickens. Where did that phrase even come from? Am I the only one who's heard that? I feel like I shouldn't be, but I don't even know where it came from. I just remember hearing it a lot. Anyway, a little bit of a sad day. My Trestique my Trestique contour stick is almost out. I know, it's just makeup. I can always buy a new one if I want. But in the meantime, I've used it for a long time. It's been a trusty friend. But in the meantime, I have lots of other stuff to try. So, it's really not that bad. Huh. Makes a nice line. Nice thin line. Well, this cup's open and I'm not really doing a whole lot. Oh well. What was I saying before my eye so rudely interrupted me? I don't really remember. Oh, okay. So, I've heard this legend before, like not as a trucker legend. I heard it years ago. And I feel like I heard it as a true story, but I don't remember if it was a true story or not now. But so there was this lady driving home, and she noticed that there was a car, well, I guess in this legend it's a truck, following behind her real close. And it's starting to freak her out a little bit, because like he's following really close, and he'll turn on his high beams every once in a while. And so finally she gets home, and she like has her keys or in her hand or something, and she jumps out of her car and is like, what is going on? Why are you following me? I'm gonna call the cops. And he's like, yes, please call the cops, because there's a knife-wielding murder in your backseat. And like, every time he would see the guy rise up with his knife about to kill her, he would turn on his high beams. And so he followed her the whole way home doing this. Saved her life. And I mean, which is terrifying. Always check your back seats. You never know what kind of crazy people are out there these days. Especially now. There's a lot of people out there. But anyway, and I feel like I need to, when I'm quiet, I need to start making my own theme music. Maybe, I mean, I could always just put on some regular music, but yeah, what's the fun in that? Okay. Alright. Let's go. And is there another one? Apparently, there is an urban legend that says there are secret tunnels beneath cities that truckers can go through to provide supplies. I don't know if this is true or not. It might just be an urban legend, but I know places like the Denver airport have a secret tunnel, have like huge tunnels under them. So I guess it really wouldn't surprise me if there are places with
You're saying truckers can do what now?
with secret tunnels. Hey, I was trying to remember that story. What was that story about that trucker you saved from Casper?
The trucker I said, oh right. Didn't save him from Casper. Casper went after him, and then he came after me because he didn't quite manage the other guy, but then he came after me. So anyway, I dropped off a load over in Louisiana. Well, what I did was I stopped at this truck stop and swapped trailers with another driver. Then that driver took my trailer and he heads out. I stopped for my 10 break because, by law, every 24 hours, the driver has to have at least a 10-hour rest break. During my 10-hour rest break, dispatch gets a whole, puts out a message saying, hey, anybody in this area, we need your help. So I get a hold of dispatch, say, hey, I can help. He says, hang on, which truck are you? I'm this truck. You know that truck, that trailer you just swapped out? Yeah, Casper attacked. So I said, I'd heard weirder things that week. I just got out of Liberty, Missouri. Anyway, so I go and I grab that trailer, and that truck was just a wreck. The man said Casper attacks him, and he put the truck into a ditch. So I grab this truck, and the trailer was not legal to go anywhere. But thankfully there was a shop near enough, and with the police escort I was able to get that trailer to a shop for enough repairs. 3 out of its 8 trailer tires are gone, and it needed some needed some work with the wiring and lights to get its lights up to snuff again. And as I'm inspecting this trailer, things are creaking and groaning with the rising sun, and I'm just going to continue to believe that it was the rising sun making creaking and groan with metal expanding in the heat. After I get that trailer up to snuff at that shop, I get driving, and all of a sudden my windshield fogs over. Just the whole windshield. The whole windshield just fogs over in about 5 seconds. I reach over, because it's a thing that happens. Your windshield fogs over, so you turn on your defroster. That just made it worse. So I hit my windshield wipers. Because sometimes the moisture is on the inside of the windshield, sometimes the moisture is on the outside of the windshield, and this morning fog, the moisture was on the outside of the windshield, so I just turned on my windshield wipers, and boom, it's gone. Apparently Casca was just a fog with a hard-on for truckers.
Hey.
And that's how I saved a fellow driver from Casper.
Very impressive. Hey, I got a question for you. So I just read something about there being like secret tunnels through cities that drivers can drive through to get supplies. Is that true?
Depends entirely on the city and what country. There are routes that are for drivers specifically, because for some odd reason, if the trucks stop coming in, all the supplies and all the rest of the stuff the city needs to thrive stops coming in. For the most part, drivers use the same roads everybody else does, but in some countries, some regions, they will have measures specifically for the drivers or specifically for truck drivers that ordinary drivers are not allowed to use.
Oh, okay. I guess there's like everything from the Illuminati to aliens is rumored to excuse me, reside in these tunnels.
I've seen weirder stuff.
I'm sure you have.
I'm married to a ginger. Just don't tell her that.
Excuse you. Thank you to that special guest star from the Southern voice over there.
You got a ring on your hand from me.
What? You'd almost think we were married or something weird.
This mean we have sex?
Anyways, stop it! Bye. That is his favorite thing in the world to do, ladies and gentlemen. Be a dork and try and get a rise out of me. But he's a cute dork, so I think I'll keep him. Alright, almost done here. Alright, so now for the a personal story I told you. So we were driving along one night, and it was alright. So you know the Grimm from Harry Potter, the black anybody else love Harry Potter? They will always be my favorite books. I think they were the first books that got me interested in reading. And if you know me now, I love reading now. Try that with the mirror, see? So I can stop hunching over all the time. Hey, look at that. Anyways, so I will always, always, always love Harry Potter. Well, there's a trucker legend, and this isn't just a trucker legend. It's been around for a long time. But there's a legend of a black dog, and when this black dog appears, it will it generally means bad things are gonna happen. It could mean death, or it could mean just bad things are gonna happen. Watch out. Anyway, so we were driving along one day, it was late at night, and where is that? And we'd been driving, and my hubby had been driving for a while, and he was getting tired. And I knew he was getting tired, and I was trying to help keep him awake. And I said something. I don't really have a love-hate relationship with these eyeliners. Love the colors, but don't know if I love how they go on. I'm trying to make my eyes pop just a little more. I like it when they pop. And this was a little bit more of a muted look. But anyways, so we're driving along. He's getting really tired. And I'm trying to talk or mute him or whatever, trying to keep him awake. And I say something. And I don't even remember what I said. But all of a sudden he's like, no, that's a Spinosaurus. I'm like, you what now? And he literally saw a Spinosaurus in the middle of the road. Now, I don't know about you, but dinosaurs have been extinct for a long time. So this was mildly concerning. Okay, it was really concerning. I'm like, okay, you need to stop driving now. Find the first safe spot and pull over. And again, you know, truckers, they have a schedule they have to keep to, and I think we were just trying to keep that schedule, get some more driving done. But he saw a freaking dinosaur in the middle of the road. He was done. So I was like, the first spot you can, and I started looking for, and I just started wailing on. Okay, I don't beat my husband, I promise, but I smacked his arm a little bit because I'm like, no, you got to stay awake, and I just kept doing it because we weren't gonna die that day. No, sorry, that was not happening. So we. Where is that? There we go. So finally we found we found a rest stop fairly close by. And so we pulled over, and he went back and took a nap for a little bit because that was terrifying. Having come that close to, if he hadn't seen that Spinosaurus though and kept driving, something bad could have happened. Like if he hadn't said anything, the likelihood of something bad happening right then would have been pretty dang good. So I'm rather grateful that he saw that Spinosaurus, and because it scared him too. Because seeing things in the road that you know there is no possibility of them actually being there is a little freaky. But there have been lots of stories of truckers seeing black dogs or other things that really should not be there. Sorry, unfortunately, sometimes when they see these things, it's too late and something bad happens. And I feel like most of the time it could be preventable, but maybe sometimes it's not. I don't know. But make sure those truckers get the sleep that they need. And they always drive safely. Make sure you're alert when you're driving around them too. Oh, man. And it also makes me really grateful that he has a local run. Because I feel like if he was still long over the road and I was here, I would worry about him all the time, because I have this fear of one day getting, and I mean, not so much anymore because he has a really good job right now and he loves it, but I have this fear of getting a call saying that he's not coming home anymore. And I don't know, I feel like that's a pretty common fear for those who love truckers. But let's just be careful out there. Have them be careful too. Make it be less of make it not become a reality. Anyway, enough lecture about trucker driving. And I'm gonna go finish my lips. Man, this was a long video. I wanted to make it shorter. But I'm gonna finish my lips and I will be right back. And that's it. I feel like I told you guys that I really like the red lips, and I have yet to do a red lip. I'll do one soon. Probably next week. I feel like today, I hope you guys enjoyed. I feel like today was not my best makeup day, but I'm fairly satisfied with the look. And even if it's not the best, you know what? It's just makeup. Comes off. And I don't think I look horrible. So, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed hearing about some trucker urban legends and a little bit about makeup and whatever else I ranted about. But I hope you all have a wonderful day, and remember to always be patient and kind when interacting with people. Everyone has a story and we don't know what that is. So just always be patient and kind, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!